Okay, welcome to the May 22nd executive meeting, school board meeting of the directors, monthly action agenda. The meeting is being recorded for broadcast on SATV. There's also on Comcast 28 and Verizon Fios 46. Our mission statement, the mission of the Souderton Area School District is to prepare students to demonstrate competencies needed to contribute and to succeed in a changing world by building on a commitment to excellence and innovation by working in partnership with family and community, and by assuring a quality education for all students in a safe and nurturing environment. We all have to remember that we have, I see so many students here. This is what we do, and coming up is graduation, and this is our main focus. Our children. We have a lot of other things get involved in that, and our finances go there, and we want to be respectful of everybody. But the main reason are the students. So when we make comments here, it's for the betterment of the students and our community. All right, why don't we rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And sorry, I didn't get the apples. Would you like to say anything else? Mr. Taylor, roll call.
Mr. Barnett.
Here.
Mr. Brascio.
Present.
Mr. Braun.
Present.
Mr. Blizak.
Present.
Mr. White.
Here.
Mr. Key.
Here.
Mr. Landis.
Here.
Mr. Nelson.
Here.
Ms. Wheeler.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Yeah.
Tonight, Mr. Nelson, we will recognize our academic decathlon as our state champions. Mr. Teresi is here, and Dr. Verano, to recognize our students who just came back from Iowa. Right? That was a great experience in Iowa. It's actually a state I've always wanted to go see. It's very flat, isn't it? Very flat. But I'm glad that we were able to give you that experience to go out to the nationals. And I know that you did well out there as well. But winning the state championship is a big deal. And we want to recognize you tonight. So, Dr. Verano.
Thank you. So, Phil Cerami is one of our 3 coaches. I think we have all 3 or 2 of our 3 here. So, our 3rd coach is Sally Cushmore, our French teacher. She's not here tonight. Carolyn Scott, one of our math teachers, is here this evening, as well as Phil Cerami. I'm going to take a moment to thank Phil. When he came to Souderton Area High School, I'm going to estimate, don't correct me please, Phil, about 11 years ago. I think I'm in the ballpark. He came in the middle of the year to teach chemistry at the time. And he talked about, I believe in his interview and then shortly thereafter, academic decathlon. Shamefully, I had never even heard of it. It wasn't part of who we were at Souderton. It was never something that we offered, but it is something that meant a lot to Phil, where he attended high school at North Penn, and I believe he may have also started the program at the charter school that he was at before coming to us. So he started the program, and in a very short period of time, made it a big part of our culture and grew it into a dynasty. This is our 4th state championship, which is just unbelievable. And he, as well as his fellow coaches, Carolyn here tonight, have our students working incredibly hard toward really important ends, but the process is just as important. Phil, I know, announced to the team this afternoon that he will no longer be coaching. Not that he won't be involved in academic decathlon, he's now becoming the state director. And I guess appropriately so, they have a rule that if you're in charge of the state, you also can't coach a team in that state. So Phil will remain involved. He's a fantastic teacher. Let me invite Phil and Carolyn up to speak about our academic decathlon team and then to present the certificates. Thank you. Thank you.
just acknowledge that, to Sam's credit, he runs a building where he allows crazy people like myself with big ideas to run with those big ideas. And I say the same to our board, to Dr. Gallagher, to Dr. Hay, who has helped judge a number of our competitions in the past. And we could not do this without the infrastructure in place, because we've seen buildings and districts where we've Johnny Appleseeded programs and they don't grow this quickly. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you and the community for what you've been able to do. 2018, we won our first. And everyone's happy for you when you win the first state championship. In 2021, we won our second, and that sends a message that you're here to stay. By the time you win your third, they're sick of you. And they don't like hearing your name. They applaud a little less when your name is read last. And when you win the fourth, and especially in the way that we just did, and we'll get to that in a second, it sends a very humbling message to the state, which is to say, what we do as a habit is better than your one-time best. And the way that this season unfolded, with these 8 wonderful seniors and 1 token sophomore, we knew walking into this year that we had one of the most talented Stouderton teams that we ever have had. And I don't expect everyone to know the history of our program, but we have been trading state championships with Seneca Valley High School out near the Pittsburgh-Allegheny County area since 2018. 18, we won. 19, they won. 2020, nothing happened. I don't know what happened there. 2021, we won. 2022, they won in our home. 2023, we won. 24, they won. So it was our turn. But unlike previous years, where you get a bunch of seniors, and then the next year you take a rebuild year, we knew that the Seneca Valley team was at the height of their powers. And so were we. And the whole season felt as though we were on this clash of the Titans. And the rest of the state was there to watch. And then we get to our first competition. We do regular season competitions in November and in January. After the November competition, we're doing a little math, and we're scouting that team, we're figuring out where they are. And I don't know if anybody knows anything about the academic decathlon scoring system, as much as we know basketball, football, or whatever. But it's a 60,000 points is the most you can ever achieve, and the greatest deficit that has ever been overcome by a team between rounds has been around 2,400 points. That was the 2014 North Penn team that was able to overcome that deficit. And we walked into that fall competition, and we realized we were 6,000 points behind Seneca Valley at that point. We do the winter scrimmage. We're 4,000 points behind. And so we start looking inward at ourselves. And we realize that we're not achieving the achievement from the talent that we have. And we get to the regional championship, and we kind of have like a ballpark score of what we want to achieve to get to that point to try and cut that gap. We wanted to get about 42 to 43,000 points at that competition to feel like we were, in line with Seneca Valley High School. And we're announcing the regional winners, and Stouderton wins its 7th Eastern Pennsylvania Championship in 8 years. And I've never met a group more sad to learn that their score was 39,000. For any other sport, 7 out of 8 years for a local championship, you're fantastic. Your picture, you look sad. And so we had this meeting. I know all of you remember it. And we put together a study schedule and a program where I know we pushed you to your absolute limits. And anybody here that has no faith in public education right now, if you see how hard these 9 kids worked Over those 6 weeks, we were 4,000 points behind Seneca Valley again. And again, I'm going to point back to that 2014 North Penn team. It's the greatest. This program's been around for 40-something years in Pennsylvania. That's the greatest round-around that's ever been overcome. And we ended up at the state championships beating Seneca Valley by 400 points. In addition to that, we won a ton of state-level medals. We had 4 members of the Pennsylvania All-State team. It's a 9-member team. Seneca Valley also had 4. The names of the students that I'm about to read represent a lot, not only for this district, but also for me personally. You know, when you're in the trenches, the metaphorical trenches, you know, it's easy to see in lacrosse and basketball and things like that. It's harder to see it when you're looking behind a packet of materials or a copy of Solar Storms, the book that we read this year. Thank God I got to burn that book. But I could not think of a better group of young men and women to end my coaching career with, because we had a blast in Iowa. We ate a lot of barbecue, and we took home 12 national medals, which is a new school record, I think by 4 of our students. And also here tonight, I will also, as I read the names, I'll read some special acknowledgments. We also have the individual Pennsylvania state champions as well. Okay. So without further ado, I'd like to formally present and honor the 2025 Pennsylvania State Champion Academic Decathlon team. Hassan Rahman. Hassan was 3rd place All-State. Giovanni Irabolino. Giovanni, individual state champion. There are 10 events, winner of 5 national medals. Henry Dang. Maddie Zhang. Maddie, I believe, won 3 national medals, as did Asa. I omitted that as well. Trina Wen. Trina was 3rd place All-State. He's not here this evening. Aaron Dean. Nate Susier. Jaden Wen. Jaden received a national medal in mathematics. members are very near and dear to my heart because they were not a starter, yet they decided to help us in coaching the team as students, which is an unheard of role, but one we use to our advantage because it allowed for more one-on-one coaching, some of which was interesting to say the least, right guys? Caroline Stout. And Ryan Marcus. I present, once again, the 2025 State Champion Academic.
Wow, I just like get goosebumps here the whole time. It's amazing. I'm looking out at the audience and I see the parents and the guardians and friends and family just beaming. You're amazing. You represent this school, this district so well and really appreciate it. And with that being said, will all of the parents and guardians and friends please stand so we can give you a round of applause?
So raise your hand if you're a senior. So, start with you. Where are you going next year? What school? Yeah.
Drexel.
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 Oh, wait, it's me. The George Washington University.
Nice.
I'm currently between Drexel and University of Pennsylvania. Duke University.
Temple University Japan campus.
So all you Drexel people, are you going to hang out together then?
Not.
Congratulations. Very proud.
Do I have a motion to honor? Second. All in favor? Aye. Approved. Great job. Great job. How long is this presidency?
It's 2 year term.
You can't stay, you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting, so. You can celebrate.
Thank you. Thank you so
Pleasure, yeah, thank you. See you later. I'll see you guys, thank you. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out, appreciate it.
Are you going?
Okay, we have a special spotlight tonight on Destiny Smith, who's our top track athlete of the world. She is a tremendous athlete, and she's a delightful young lady. She's at states yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Okay, but she is graduating, and we did a spotlight walk and talk with her, as Mr. Stan, our athletic director. And this is a way for you to see what Destiny has done, and just as a community, you'll be so proud to know that she is part of this senior class. So, Mr. Franz.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stellar Area High School Student Athlete Spotlight. I'm your host, Dennis Stanton. We have two very special guests here today. We have Coach Anthony Pace of our girls track team, and we have senior standout Destiny Smith of our girls track team. Welcome to the show, guys. Thanks. You guys mind if we walk and talk?
No.
All right. So this is a very special occasion, kind of the culminating part of our season, but we do have 1 week left here. But you guys are just on the heels of an incredible weekend. District champs, girls track, first time in school history. Just a really great way to kind of finish our season. I know we got states left, but can you tell us a little bit about what it took to become district champs and what was the highlight of district champs and what got us to this point?
Yep, sounds good. It's literally, this is my third year coaching. It's just been grinding every day, building a family, building the culture, trying to get everyone on the same page, which is tough when there's 80 athletes, a lot of different coaches, volunteers. But it's really just everyone being locked in, everyone being on the same page, and everyone doing their best for not only themselves, but for the team.
Love it. What about you?
And honestly, it's been a winning season for me. So coming out at districts and just trying my best, and then with everybody else behind me, the 4x1, the girls in hurdles, Janae in the dash, it all came together.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable journey watching the girls track team grow, but in particular watching you, Destiny, the greatest female athlete in the history of the school. You've done pretty much everything one could do as a student athlete, so we're very grateful for your contributions. Coach, you know a lot about our contributions. Maybe you could speak to some of the records and some of the achievements that Destiny's had over the course of the last couple of years.
Yep, of course. There's honestly a ton of them. I wrote out something just last week, and then everything gets rewritten every single week that she does something. So just this past weekend, Triple Crown, won all 3 jumping events, set a new district meet record in all 3, broke our school record in the high jump. So right now she has all 6 jumping records, all 3 indoor, all 3 outdoor. That's long, triple, and high. She also has a 4x2 relay record with a handful of other girls. So 7 school records, district champs. She swept leagues 2 years in a row in all 3 events. She was the best American at Penn relays, won the coveted watch. She won nationals at New Balance this year for triple jump, Virginia Showcase Open, and more and more and more. But it's every record you could think of. Basically this season, perfect. Every single event, whether it was leagues, districts, probably states next week, dual meets, she's undefeated. Won every single event. It's just phenomenal.
Unbelievable. The list goes on and on. Thank you, Coach, for sharing all those. I know how invested you in our student athletes and just being able to rattle all those off. We appreciate it. Destiny, that's a lot of accomplishments. Is there one that stands out to you that, is the most meaningful for you?
Honestly, the most meaningful was probably my national champion this indoor season. My outdoor national experience, I came second, just barely got out jumped by her last jump. And then just coming in this indoor, I was like, I know what I can do, I just gotta do it, and I did it.
I love it. I love it. Destiny, I do want to touch on the process behind all of this. Obviously, winning the district championship, setting all these records, and everything you've done over the course of the last couple of years is unbelievable. But where did this all start? And can you talk a little bit about your journey to get to this point?
Yep, of course. I was actually born in Florida, Orlando, Florida, and I actually started my track journey in the 1st grade. And then after that, I continued it every year. And then I moved to Georgia my 7th grade year, and it was COVID hit, so I didn't do it 8th grade and 7th grade year. My 9th grade year is actually when I was introduced to high jump. So I called myself a high jump. That's all I did after that. And then after my 9th grade year, I moved here to Pennsylvania, not specifically Souderton, but I was at Marion just doing high jump. And then I came here, and it's where I evolved into triple jump, long jump, a sprinter, and still a high jumper.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thankfully, you tried those other events. So obviously, we got states this weekend, but you are on to some amazing things in your future. Going to Kansas State, unbelievable program. Why did you choose Kansas State, and what other schools were you looking at?
I chose Kansas State because honestly, the coaching staff and just the resources and how much the coach really believed in me. I feel like a lot of coaches, I was just starting out when I really was involved in the recruiting process, but a lot of them were like, oh yeah, we see her marks, but are we really interested in her as like a human being? And the coach at Kansas State, he's really interested in me. And as far as the other schools, I was looking at UCF, Arizona State, I was looking at TCU, XMU, Penn State here, and plenty of other schools.
Yeah. Well, that's a great choice. Kansas State's lucky to have you, and we're excited to follow your future.
Thank you.
She will end up being one. And her personality is, like I said, she's a wonderful young lady. Her mother happens to work here in our office, and she has senior crib. Yes, she does. So she often brings her mom Chick-fil-A for lunch. Yeah, she's great. We had to do this tonight because it's such a special recognition and one of a kind. One of a kind.
It's just amazing what we do have here in the Souderton area, all the way from the arts and music and athletes, academics. It's just amazing. So there's a leading student for our student representatives.
Hi, I'm Amelia. This is actually my last student rep opportunity ever. I'm graduating soon, so that's why I'm here alone, but I'm just going to talk about what happened and then some sports and what's coming up. So on May 1st, the Support the Troops Club organized and hosted their annual Veterans baseball game on our new turf field that was just built. All the funds that they raised went to the vets for the vets organization. Thanks to Mr. Charlanza and his club for all their hard work. And shout out to the art department for a great art show that just happened. Hundreds of pieces were showcased as a celebration of the entire year's hard work. The 4th annual Souderton Student Film Festival was held at the high school on May 10th. The red carpet event showcased films from the film production courses, film club, and as well as other student submissions that were made on their own. This was a special event as the seniors were the founding members of the film club and the film festival itself. A big thank you to Ms. Simpson for organizing this great event, and all the films can be actually viewed on the Saudi Film Club YouTube channel if you're interested. Senior prom was held this past Saturday on May 17th at the Presidential Caterers in Norristown. Over 550 students attended, including me. It was great. I really enjoyed it. The seniors want to thank the student government and the 12th grade advisors for this event happening. The red versus white competition started on May 19th with the pool night. The pep rally was this afternoon. I couldn't attend, unfortunately, but the gym night for that event is happening right now. Thanks to the student council for all their hard work in organizing these great events. For sports, this season brought Souderton Athletics an impressive and record-setting athletic season. The boys lacrosse team went 16-2, setting a school record for wins in the season. Boys volleyball made it to the second round of District 1 playoffs and won more games than any team in the past 15 years. Girls track and field won the District 1 championship, as you heard, for the first time in school history, and the boys and girls track are sending a combined 13 student athletes to states on yesterday, and our unified track team took home district championship on Monday. On April 30th, Souderton High School hosted the annual college athlete signing day. Between fall, winter, and spring, we had 32 student athletes set up to play at college just from coast to coast. Thanks to Mr. Stanton and Ms. Keller for helping organize these and recognize these accomplished athletes. So what's coming up is there's the Scholars Banquet on May 27th. The rock band concert's happening on May 28th, and then senior awards are June 3rd. There's grad practice and senior sunset on June 5th, and the graduation is on Monday, June 9th. That's all. I'm going to University of Mississippi to study business.
Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, public comment on agenda items.
Mr. Nelson, before we move to public comment, I'd like to raise a sunshine objection. Okay. Would you let me? You good here? I'm good here. Okay.
It's supposed to be short, correct?
I just want to raise an objection. There are a few items on the consent action agenda that do not have attachments that probably should. For example, 8.2, there should be a copy of the draft minutes for folks to view before it's voted on. There was a couple other items like the 819, there's nothing specific about a donation that was received. There's no attachment for that. There's no attachment for 822, the tax assessment appeals stipulation. There's no attachment for 824, approving the 25-26 special education shared service plan. I don't think 825 needs one, but those are the three that
So, thank you.
should have attachments. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Taylor.
Brendan Gizo on the topic of conference attendance.
Corinne DeJazo, Upper Salford. I would like to express my gratitude to the board and administration for their support of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Your approval for 3 of your female teachers to attend the Pennsylvania Conference for Women is truly appreciated. Having attended the conference myself, I'm confident that it will inspire and motivate these teachers to become the best versions of themselves, both personally and professionally. Thank you for making this wonderful opportunity possible.
Rosemary, you would offer on excellence.
Good evening, Rosemary Bucconfer, Southampton Borough. I'd like to comment on 2 agenda items tonight. The first, sorry they left, but I understand. The first was for the academic decathlon team's 2025 state championship. I am so glad that we are honoring them tonight, honoring these students for their 4th state championship. Pennsylvania is a very large state, and to win that is a tremendous honor. Their academic achievements should be celebrated. This honor reflects positively on the district, their teachers, and of course, the students and their families. So please continue to highlight the academic excellence in Southerton. The other item I wanted to recognize, I saw the Unified Bocce team being organized for Indian Valley Middle School. I am delighted because this team will benefit students both typical and exceptional. As your agenda states, the purpose of this club is to provide a social inclusion opportunity. All the students who participate will benefit. These are the type of activities that I think should be encouraged and expanded. Having diverse groups of students interact and promote social inclusion is a fun and supportive environment. And this is exactly the type of extracurricular the district should support. And I thank you for it. All kids want to find their place to belong, and by bringing unified sports to Valley, the district expands that opportunity. Thank you.
Alex Wissard on policies 805 and 806.
Alex Wisser, Upper Salford Township. Tonight, the board is considering a first reading of 2 policies, 805 for emergency preparedness and 806 for child abuse. This means the board is bypassing review by the policy committee. I just wanted to ask again to say that if there were minor revisions, they could be handled if the policy committee met on a regular and monthly basis. Thank you. Yes.
So you know, we put it on to introduce it tonight. It will be on next month's policy committee.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the clarification.
And Mr. Nelson, that's all the public comment for the session.
Okay. Let's see. An executive session was held on Wednesday, May 14th, to discuss legal negotiations. The session lasted approximately 30 minutes. A second executive session was held on Wednesday, May 14th, to discuss legal matters. That session lasted approximately 5 minutes. That executive session was also held prior to tonight's meeting to discuss legal matters and personnel matters, including staff resignations, retirements, and appointments. The session lasted approximately 45 minutes. Okay, the report of the superintendent, Dr. Gallagher.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Tonight, I just want to talk about, we received a donation from Giant Foods. If you remember, I think I talked about this at an earlier meeting at one time. When you, certain times a year, when you go shopping at Giant, there's a button, to donate to your school food program. This year, we were able to get $11,900 to help clear student debt that could not have the money to pay their lunch. So we should end the year with no students owing money. The construction has begun at South Hills, West Broad Street, and Indian Crest. And the deluge of rain last Friday, the construction continued. We had 5 inches of rain in a half hour or an hour, but all the projects are on track, and things are going well. If you're familiar with Concert Sundays, it's a program sponsored by the Rotary, and they indoor concerts when it rains, typically at Crest. Because of the construction, this year they'll be at the high school. So if it rains, the Concert Sundays will be down the street at the high school. And if you haven't been to Concert Sundays at the Rotarian, I'll just plug it. It's a great community evening. And sometimes I serve ice cream. Each service group has to sign up for the ice cream cart. And again, we're having a great end of the school year. There's only 10 school days left. It's hard to believe it's come that fast. And field trips have happened. Field days keep getting postponed. Again, tomorrow they're postponed. So hopefully we get them in by the end of the school year. And graduation is Monday, June 9th. That's again hard to believe. So we're looking forward to graduation. And just a classified ad here, our summer camp, we still have openings at the Oak Ridge and Franconia summer camp. So if you know like a senior in high school or your college kid is home and isn't working, tell them to apply. It's a great opportunity, it's a great program. They do great fun projects with children, and they get to go on some summer field trips. So put the plug out there. You want to go? You can. Okay, so that's what I have tonight. Then I'll move into consent action. At this time, I would like to recommend to the board that they approve the consent action items 8.2 to 8.25 as presented. Board members are invited to remove an item from the consent action agenda if further discussion is needed. Items on the consent action agenda that are considered motions for approval are board meeting minutes, financial statements and checklistings, approved requests to attend conferences, ratified requests to attend conferences, approved requests for out-of-state overnight field trips, approved personnel items, approved the appointment of the school board treasurer, approved the appointment of the school board secretary, approved school club at Indian Valley Middle School, approved Act 80 days, approved revisions to ESL curriculum, approved third reading and final adoption of policy 916 and 807, approved first reading of policies 805 and 806, approved a donation to the food service department, approved tax assessment appeal stipulation, approved the 25-26 North Monco Technical Career Center budget, approved the 25-26 Special Education Shared Services Plan with the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit, approved a confidential settlement and release, and that is it.
Dr. Gallagher, are there any items that anyone needs to explain?
Mr. Nelson, I'll be abstaining from 8.10, 8.11, due to family members.
I will also be abstaining for one of my daughter is employed again at the summer camp. She really enjoys it.
Do I have a motion to accept?
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Or passes. Future meetings. Wednesday, June 11th. Board committee meetings here at 6:30. Monday, June 16th, North Monco Technical Career Center at 7 o'clock. Thursday, June 19th, board action meeting here at 7 o'clock. And June 25th, the board of directors meeting at 6:45. Board of the solicitor.
I have nothing to report this evening.
Any unfinished business from the board? Okay, Mr. Taylor, public comments.
We're in the J zone on the meeting considerations.
Courage Jazo, Upper Southford. I'm asking you to consider the following essential updates to the broadcasting board meetings policy. 1, indefinite archival of meeting recordings. While these recordings may not be the official record of the meeting, they are far more beneficial for review than the minutes. This change would enhance transparency for future meeting recordings and proceedings, especially for those who are not present or do not personally save copies of the recordings. 2, community member comments prior to action meetings. I am once again requesting that you allow community members to submit their comments before an action meeting so that they may be included in the dialogue. I understand that this might require additional time and effort, but it has been done before. Surrounding districts have also adopted similar approaches, which promote greater participation from the community, especially for those who cannot physically attend meetings. This fosters a sense of belonging and accessibility. Please consider these updates to the policy as they would significantly enhance transparency and community engagement. Souderton deserves better.
Alex Lister on the topic of attachments.
Actually, Dr. Gallagher addressed that, so.
Yeah, Rose. And next we have Rosemary Budendorfer on the debt session.
I had a quick question. Oh, Rosemary Budendorfer, Souderton. Quick question about the comment in the executive session, not asking for any information that is not appropriate, but you mentioned labor negotiations, and I was wondering how many labor associations are in the district. I believe there are 3. I know there's some teachers support that. I wondered how many. And could you please tell us when are their respective contracts expiring? That's what I was wondering. Thank you. Sure, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gallagher. We have 4 collective bargaining agreements with unionized groups, and they expire. 1 expires this year, 2 expire in 2 years, and the 3rd expires in 3 years. I'll correct that in a minute if I can.
Thank you.
All right, we have Andrew Shusay on topic of communication.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Suchet. I live in Franconia Township. Part of the district's mission and vision statement says, quote, by working in partnership with family and community. Over the past 7 years, I've regularly attended district meetings, taken a look at how the committee structure is set up, and most importantly, listen to what our neighbors have to say. And here's something that really stands out. There are many people in our community, families, students, and alumni, who aren't being asked for their input or invited to take part in meaningful ways. That's why I believe it's time to consider a district communications role. Someone whose job is to bridge those gaps and help bring more voices into the conversation. This could be a person who handles public updates, manages social media, and keeps the district website current and up to date. They could also help expand outreach, encouraging more community members to get involved in district efforts such as the recently completed Comprehensive Action Plan. At the end of the day, our students and our community deserve the best outcomes possible. And I think we can all agree a strong, effective school board plays a key role in helping develop our students into confident, capable, and amazing adults. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Any other? Oh, well, the next thing is adjournment. Motion? Second. All in favor? Aye.
motion?